Well, hello.
Hello, my friend. How are
Long time
you?
no see.
Is that you? Is that you?
Oh,
I I
yes. Me?
I
It is
love the
me,
red.
indeed. Thank you. It is very red right
So
now.
good.
It's gonna fade, but I'm really happy with it. And
Very
uh
cool.
yeah, I missed being a redhead and it feels good. I feel
You were
young and fun.
It is very, very youthful. It almost has like an Archie Andrews kind of vibe from Archie comics, like that red.
Okay. Well,
I like
it's
it.
quite red and but yeah, it's what I always used to have. I used to always be a redhead and it
Oh,
seems
very
to
cool.
suit my skin tone. Somebody
It
posted
does.
or commented on my profile picture change. The sun will come out tomorrow, and I was like, "Oh dear, I really hope I don't look like Annie."
Well, you need more ringlets, right? I think Annie
Yeah.
had
I mean, I
lots of
could make
ringlets.
this more ringlety, but it's
Yeah, and then
definitely
you would,
not like the whole
yeah, yeah.
tight little
Well,
curls thing.
I think it looks amazing and it totally suits you. So have
Thank
fun
you.
with
I
it.
will have
Fresh
fun with
new
it.
hair. Yeah,
We shall
fresh new
see
hair
if I
always
maintain
is,
it.
yeah,
It does feel good. Definitely does.
good.
When I walked out of there, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so bright orange, especially the roots and around the face. But,
Mm,
red fades so quickly that I
hmm.
am just gonna be happy with it. And I know it'll fade to a color that I really, really like. So, yeah,
Yeah,
happy,
perfect. Well, have
happy,
fun
happy.
as a redhead.
I will. They say blondes have more fun, but I did not enjoy being a blonde. So we'll see how it is for redheads.
Well,
How
there you
are
go.
you?
Keep us posted.
I will. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah,
How's
no,
things?
all good. I can't believe it's been a week since we were in Ontario for
Has
the
it already?
fun few days that we had there. Packed,
Yeah,
jam
packed,
packed, jam
jam-packed
packed.
full few days. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. I
Oh,
came home absolutely wrecked, exhausted. I don't know about you. I know you didn't get a whole lot of sleep because of the time change and all that.
yeah.
And just because of
Is
everything we were doing.
Yeah. No, I think I'm still trying to make up the sleep debt according to my Aura ring. So
Oh, your ring is telling you.
my ring tells me all the things, good,
Yeah.
bad, and the ugly. So, but yeah, you know what? So worth it. Full tummies, full hearts,
Very full
and and
tummies.
and little sleep, and it was all worth it. And I would go back tomorrow if I could and do it all over again. So
Yeah,
much
I
fun.
think we're gonna have to do it again because it just was fun.
Yeah.
We have so many friends there, so it just makes sense for us to go and hang out with our friends. And oh, let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about all these fun things that we did
Sounds
because
good.
it was
Yeah.
so jam-packed and so fun. And yeah, I think I'm still a little bit on a high from it.
Yeah. No, it was so much fun. So let's start. Like
Okay?
Friday, it was the first full day that we had together.
Yes.
And we decided to go visit our pal Maggie, Maggie Firth, who is the owner of the Magpie Cakery and Baking School. And we had the huge pleasure of going to see her adorable space. Like, how beautiful
Hmm.
was this little cafe? And
I loved
and
it.
checking that out, and then having a chance to actually spend some time with Maggie. She toured us around her space and showed us all the great things that she's doing there. And ah, it was what a perfect start.
It really was. It was so much fun to see her. She was so enthusiastic about seeing us. So that was like, what? How nice. She knows who we are. I know you had made a connection with her earlier, so that made sense that she knew who you were, but I didn't expect that she knew who I was. So that was kind of
Mm.
cool. She came out and she said, "You look exactly like you look on TV." I was like, that's so
We got that
sweet.
a few times over the course of the weekend. At least
I
I
guess
did. I
that's
got that a
good.
few times. So I
Yeah, I
guess
think
so.
that's
Maybe good,
great.
maybe bad.
I mean, this time I took the filter off because I was like, I guess I need to still be more honest because they might be just saying that to be nice. And let's just
Mm.
let the actual face be there. Who needs to put on all these appearance touch-ups and filters? I already got, color on my hair. I don't need to smooth out any lines in my face or whatever. But
You know what? People, I think, are happy to see people, right? I think
exactly.
everything else that we think is important or whatever, like how we look, or whether our hair is perfectly coiffed, or our lipstick's on all the time, or
Yeah.
whatever, right? I think we're more concerned about that. I think at the end of the day, it's about the goodness in people, the how they feel when you're around them, how, do you know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
most important stuff, not like all the superficial lipstick kind of thing.
Exactly. I know
So,
it's we're so much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. And I think that's something that I've been finding has been especially true for me. I've been really struggling with a lot of things. And so, um, especially when you are seeing somebody in person after only having seen them on TV or on Instagram or whatever, I'm so highly aware of how I have put myself out there, and then I'm like, oh, what if everybody thinks she's not this or she's not that or she's so much more this than we thought, you know? And it was such a an an important thing to just be like, we are here to spend time with these people because we care about the same things. We enjoy each other's company, like whether it's virtual or in person.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, we had a bit of a talk about this when we went out for dinner that night also, but we'll get to that later to our dinner because that was pretty amazing also. So,
Yeah, so fun.
yes.
Yeah, and then
Maggie's
we
place was gorgeous.
Maggie's place was fabulous, and what a host she was. And we got a chance to meet a couple of her staff members as well, who
Mm,
were so darling and wonderful and kind. And they make a killer London fog, by the way. That's what I had at Maggie's, which was absolutely delicious. Yeah, and it's such a nice space. I could definitely go back there tomorrow and hang out and
yeah.
kind of watch the world go by.
Yep, definitely. I would love to do that. I think that would kind of be, if I was in that neighborhood, that would be my little hangout space.
Hmm.
I'd be there all the time. And
Yeah.
Maggie would never get any work done. Sorry, Maggie. Because I would be like,
She would
hey, come
probably,
sit and talk with me.
she might put you to work.
Yeah, she would actually. I hope she would. That would be great. I would love that.
Exactly.
I would go back to do her classes. I would like to do that.
Hmm.
I think we should do that the next time we go to Toronto and just kind of make the
Yeah,
time
that would be.
specifically for that. And it's so close to where we were staying with my friends Morgana and
Hmm.
Rogero, so that was really cool. And that was nice too. We had our little space
Oh,
downstairs where we could just kind of hang out and be together and yeah, and wonderful hosts. Really
oh,
great.
gracious host. And their daughter Stella is such a cutie
Isn't
pie.
she
And
so lovely? I love Stella so much. Yeah.
yeah, the whole family is just, they're such good people. Warm, hospitable, just yeah. I mean, and they didn't know me. I mean, you obviously had a long-term relationship with them,
Long
being a high
standing,
school
yeah.
friend or a school friend of Morgana's,
Yeah, high school.
back in the day. So you guys
Yeah,
go way back, and
yeah,
I just met them for the first time, and it felt like we'd known each other for years.
yeah,
Conversation flowed just so easily, and like I said, they were just so wonderful and warm, and uh, seriously, just really, really lovely. And I'm very grateful to have gotten to know them a little bit. Hopefully next time we can spend a little bit more time with them as well, because
yeah.
again, whirlwind with everything
Whirlwind.
going on. So
For sure. Yes. And they were very happy to meet you. And they, well, like after we left, Rogero sent me the message, we miss you guys already.
mm,
He's so lovely. It's just
oh
really, he loves to play host. So it was
yeah.
really fun to have those little snippets of time with them. What did we do after we left the Magpie Cakery?
Then we toured around. I'm not even sure what area that was
We went
called. What
to
was it
East,
called?
oh, Leslieville, I guess.
Is it still Leslieville?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody will correct us. So, but we went
Okay.
to
I'm sure
East
they
End.
will.
We went to East End. What was it called? East End
Mash and pie?
pie and
Yeah.
mash.
Pie and mash, something like that. Because we were in search of Eccles cakes,
Yes,
because
that was
that's
something that
Morgana's
you really wanted
favorite.
to. Yeah, you wanted
Yeah.
me to know what they were, which I of course had no
Yes, because you
idea.
haven't you haven't had one yet.
And no, I still have
So
not had one. So let's see, what
okay.
was it
You
called?
know what? Maybe
Yeah,
I'll add that to one of my baking challenges this summer.
just
I'll
to
make
let
you
me
some.
see what it
Yeah,
is.
mix.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But they were really good. I worked so my experience with Eccles Cakes actually is I worked a summer job at a bakery. I was basically front end grabbing pastries and
Yeah.
slicing bread. That was my role at this bakery. But they
Perfect.
made a couple of like real standout things. They made these amazing cheese buns that I actually loved when I wasn't working there. But after smelling them constantly for a whole summer's worth, I don't think to this day, if they still make them, that I would be able to have them. But they were like a staple. We used to get them every week without fail. Like it was one of our family favorite things that we used to get from this bakery. But anyway, I digress. So that was one of the things. The other thing that they really and that I got introduced to were these Eccles cakes,
Eccles cakes.
and I was blown away. And it's just for me, it was like a cool textural experience. The crunchiness of the puff pastry, the crystallized sugar bits on the top, and then the filling, which is you may not like them because they are heavily currant, but I actually think and I think you could probably make them with raisins if you really need that extra
That's
ooh.
quite a thing
Um,
for you to say. What?
you can make them with raisins, I'm pretty sure. If you really don't like the currants, but I would recommend the currants because they are so good. And that was like really my first experience with certainly Eccles cakes, but also with currants, and I think maybe that's why the whole like shift over from the raisins to currants for me
Yeah.
happened. Is when I finally got that experience with them, and in a
And it's
good
a nostalgia
experience.
thing for you?
I'm not sure that it's a nostalgia thing for me as more, one of those experiences that you have for the first time,
Hmm.
regardless of when you are in life, the first time you tried XYZ and it was like, it just blew your mind, right?
Yeah.
Or it
Yeah.
was just such a great experience that you're like, oh, I never knew, or what, I'd be missing this for all my
Yep.
life kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's the cool thing. So I'm not sure if it's nostalgia or just a really good memory of like a first experience with something.
Yeah. So we went to East End Pie and Mash in search of Eccles cakes to bring back to our hostess, Morgana. Host. I guess you can say host now.
Hosts. Yeah,
Hosts, Morgana and
hosts.
Rogero. Um, and yeah, we were sad because, well, you were more sad because I didn't know what I was missing out on. That they
No.
had no Eccles cakes that
I was
day.
more sad. Yeah, I was more sad, not for myself necessarily, but for Morgana,
Yeah.
because this is one of the things she really loves. And I was
Yeah.
like so happy to hopefully be able to do this for her.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to do that. So
Yeah.
that was a little disappointing, not gonna lie. It was, but we did get for our lunch, we did a quick little bite of lunch there, and we had these amazing sausage rolls, and
Yes.
then we finished it off with a little sticky toffee pudding, which you had never had before.
Never had before, as far as I can
And
remember.
and what did you think?
It tasted good. It tasted sticky. It tasted like toffee. It was a lot of sweets. This whole time together was a lot of sweets.
It
So
was a lot of food in
a lot
general,
of food in
sweet and
general, a lot of
savory.
sweets.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
But yeah, it wasn't for me personally, it wasn't like oh my gosh, this is so good. I want
mhm,
to have it again, but it was tasty, definitely. So
yeah. I
definitely
think,
worth trying after hearing about it
mm,
for all these years.
yeah, and I think like sticky toffee pudding, I find is really nice when it's still a little warm or when you rewarm
Right.
it up,
Yeah.
especially with the toffee sauce, and if with a little warm toffee sauce,
Yeah. I can
so
see that.
so
I think it
good.
would have been really good if it was warm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And also I think we had just finished the major savory bite, and it was a lot of bite of sausage rolls as well.
Yeah.
And we were already full, I think. And so maybe that's another reason why maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't, yeah,
I had
you know,
just a couple bites and that was enough. And then we brought the rest
yeah,
back home. Yeah.
yes.
And
So
then we did some other wandering around
we
that
did.
day.
We wandered a few little shops
Yeah.
along
Little
that street
marketplaces.
there.
We
And
looked at
yeah,
baby clothes for your baby
we did.
granddaughter.
We
Oh my
did.
God.
We did. That was fun.
That's gonna be so cute.
And then we stopped by that Portuguese bakery as
Yes.
well, Bom Dia. Was it Bon Dia? Yes, it
Bon
was
dia, yeah.
Bon Dia. And we were in search, and that was the other thing. We were in search of Portuguese cornbread.
Right.
And then we were 0 for 2 because this particular bakery does not make the cornbread, although they do make a sweet bread. So we picked up one of those, and then
Yeah.
we picked up some pastéa de nata and a few other
We picked up
little
one.
goodies. We
We
picked up
picked
one
up
pastéa de
one
nata.
because we had something in mind for later.
Yes, which we'll get to in two
We will,
seconds.
yes.
So we picked up just a regular traditional pastéa de nata, and then we picked up a rice
Rice cake.
cake,
Yeah.
and then that beer queijada,
Yeah.
the
The
beer
beer
queijada,
quezada.
which
Never tried
I
it.
no, we should check with Rogero to see what he thought of it, and
Yeah.
Morgana if
Yeah.
they had that opportunity to try it out. But anyway, so we picked up a few Portuguese goodies to bring back to our beautiful hosts.
Yes, we did. And
Yeah.
then after resting for a very short time at home. Oh, and we made a couple of
Oh,
videos, which was really fun.
yes,
Remember
and
we
then
made
don't yeah, and then we also stopped by Madame Gâteau.
we did. I forgot about that.
So
That
Madame
was
Gâteau is
where I was ready to buy something and then I realized our parking was almost up, so I went running out and left all my purchases behind. But you got something.
you
You were so
bolted,
excited about
yes.
the sprinkles, the teeny tiny sprinkles.
I was because they're very difficult to find. Little, like tiny, teeny, tiny nonpareils, and just white ones, which are perfect for macaron, of course, and then also the pastelly colors of the same
Yes.
like itty bitty size.
Yeah,
So
you were
I was
really
happy.
excited.
I've got a year's supply of them now, which is awesome. And then I picked up a couple of cookie cutters, and then do you know what I did? I am
What?
so dumb. I really should have. No,
Okay.
I am.
I don't
So I
agree.
was looking. Well, the colored cocoa butter. Remember?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I picked up a silver one, which I thought was really cool, and I
Yes.
didn't think I had one. So I go home to put it away in my pantry, and guess what? I already had a silver one.
Oh, what a waste of money. You're not dumb. That happens all the time. You're gonna go through it
Yes,
eventually,
you're
right?
not wrong. You're
Right.
not wrong, but now I've got 2 years supply of silver
You were very excited about the
cocoa
silver too.
butter
I remember you being like, I don't even have to worry about it going in my carry-on because it's not a
because
liquid,
it's
it's a
solid.
solid.
Oh
Wow.
man, I should have a list on my phone. I think I really need to
Of
do
all the
that
supplies
because
that you have?
well, maybe not that,
Oh,
but
I'm looking at my baking closet right now going, I don't want to have to catalog all of that.
that would be a lot. But
Just
it
when
would
you run
actually make
out.
sense.
Just have a list of stuff like when you run out, put it in your phone.
Or what I need, like colors I
Yeah,
need.
when you recognize you need it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Then I can
Yeah.
refer back and say, is this a color that I need? Because
Yeah.
I do that with like Color Mill or Americolor or like any of my coloring bases too. I do the
Yeah.
same thing. I'll show up at Sugar Love. I'll like, oh, I think I need some new colors. And I'm going through and I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. I don't think I have that one. And then sure enough, I do.
You have like all the
I
colors of the rainbow and more in your pantry.
I know, but somehow I always don't have the one that I really need.
Because you, yeah,
So then I'm trying to make it with the colors I do have, which
it's
is
never fun.
good
I
for,
mean,
well, it's
that's
not,
really you only need probably 3 or 4 colors in order to make all the other colors, but it's so
you're
much
not wrong.
faster when you have the end result already ready to go. You're like, I want it
Exactly.
to
And
be
then
this
maybe,
exact shade.
yeah, and maybe you add a little extra for like a little undertone or something like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
always do that. I don't know that I ever use just one color in
Mm.
anything that I make. Um, you know, so
It's
I always add like little extra
harder to
replicate.
recreate if you need, yeah, if you need to make more. That can
Yeah,
be hard.
well,
Color
that's
matching is
true.
always so tough.
That's true. Just make sure you make enough the first time around.
Sure, okay, that's easy.
Right?
Baking,
What's how difficult is that?
not hard at
Just
all.
kidding. That was very sarcastic, by the way,
Yes,
'cause
it
that
was.
happens all the
It
time.
was.
That's when
Um,
you then decide to do a tone on tone.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
look at this. A
It's
little variation never hurt anyone.
it was all intentional. It was all
100%
intentional.
sure there's a method to our madness. It's not just madness.
Right.
I love that we're
Exactly.
both like, uh-huh,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh.
Uh-huh. We've all been there. We've all been
Yes.
there.
Every single baker knows exactly what we're talking about.
Hmm.
Speaking of baking, because we never do that.
No.
But you saw my science video yesterday when I was talking about
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm supposed to make this sponge cake that somebody from my work has asked for. And it's Swedish cake, so I translated the recipe not from Swedish, it was from English, but the measurements are of course different. They're deciliters and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I have no idea. I wasn't sure if I had translated it incorrectly, but after I made that whole video, then I was like, I don't think this is right. And I put the sponge cake in and it was in for 30 minutes and then for 40 minutes and it never rose. And I was just like, what is wrong here? Like I whisked and got like that was a very aerated cake. And I couldn't figure it out. And then I was like checking online, like this kind of Genoise sponge, does it get dark on top? Oh no, not necessarily. It might be really pale, blah, blah, blah. But it should rise a lot. And I'm like, it's not rising, but it's like it felt dry to the touch on the top. I took it out and I had to run out because I was going to meet somebody. And then I came back home and I unmolded it from the pan and it was this tall. It was just
Oh,
like completely flat and completely underbaked. And I had had it in there for 40 minutes at 355.
and it was underbaked after that
It
long?
was just mush. And I was like, what in the world? And I was like, I'm terrible. I don't know how to bake. I put out a video on the science of this rise and it's not actually rising. So, so awful, right? And then I was just like, what in the heck is going on? So yeah, guess who burnt out her element in her oven? And of course, nothing's gonna bake in there because it doesn't get above 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, so it wasn't
It
you.
wasn't me. But I still have to make another full sponge and I have to use the
Oh,
downstairs oven or wait for Chris to
oh,
replace the element. Because I have to have this for Sunday. This and all the
oh.
elements have to be done for Sunday, all put together. Meringues, pastry cream, whipped cream, strawberry jam, sponge cake, everything has to be done for
Sounds yummy.
Sunday. Well, I thought I was getting a head start by getting the sponge done yesterday, but
I'm so
anyway,
sorry.
so
But
it
at
was
least you
kind
know
of
how to make it
sad.
now.
Yeah, but it's so much whisking. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how long it was standing there whisking over so for those of you who didn't see my science of baking story and can't see it now because stories disappear. Um, this Genoise sponge, this is often a Genoise apparently is made with just whisking the eggs and sugar together. I've done that before. I've never done one where you actually heat up the eggs and the sugar together and then, whisk it on the stand mixer. Um, but I was heating it and whisking it over a simmering pot of water for like, oh, probably 20 minutes to bring it up to 140 degrees. And I mean, I didn't want to increase the heat on there. I'm still whisking. I'm just keeping going with my hand. I was like, this is a workout. I even went to my left hand and I was like, okay, look at me go, you know. Um, that was a lot, and I don't really feel like doing it again.
Oh, can you use your portable hand blender?
Yeah,
Like use
probably. That's a
your
good
hand
idea.
mixer?
I never even thought
Or
about doing that. Or an
or
immersion
if you
blender.
have an immersion blender with like because they usually come
Oh,
with a whisk attachment and use that, that'll
yes.
probably save
It
you.
doesn't, mine doesn't come with a whisk attachment, but yeah, that would
Oh, okay.
something in there.
Just
That would
something to
definitely
just keep
save
it
my,
moving. Yeah.
yeah, because I didn't
Probably
want
even
little
just your
egg
hand
bits in
mixer.
there. That's a
Yeah,
good
your hand
idea. Is
mixer would
that normal?
probably work.
People normally do that? Or is
Whisk it
that
like that.
with a hand mixer?
I don't know. I've never made one that required it to be cooked like that. I
Yeah.
mean, that sounds a little like French buttercream though, because
Yeah, it
that's
does
kind of
sound like
what you
French
do.
buttercream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But
yeah, I
that's
think as long as, yeah, I don't know.
French is
So
just
the
yolk stuff.
Genoise that I've made in the past, I haven't made a lot of them, but it's always just been more like just letting it whip. And
Yeah, yeah.
my recipe has a little bit of hot water that you add in, so that
Oh,
maybe
interesting.
warms it up enough.
You
I
get the
don't
warmth.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the warmth. I don't know.
It's fascinating. I'm very much looking forward to getting it done. Not necessarily to doing it again. I was like, no, I'm not very much looking forward to doing it again.
Uh,
But it's always
Try
so
it with your hand
fascinating.
mixer.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know if it will work. So if it
Yeah.
turns into a disaster,
No.
sorry.
Okay, well, now I'm just like, I'm just gonna make my regular vanilla sponge because that way I know for sure it's gonna turn out just fine. But like when I've made those like Genoa type sponge, they're always like for roll cakes, right? So they're
Hmm.
in a big, like wide, shallow dish. They
Hmm.
take like 10,
Yeah,
9 to 11 minutes, right? But this was in a spring form pan, and it's supposed to bake up really nice and high so that you can then cut it into three
slice
layers.
it.
And I was
Hmm.
like, there's no way I can cut this into 3 layers. And then I was like, I can't even get it off the pan. It's
Oh,
just mush. So I'm like scraping it. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a waste of ingredients, but and also
yeah.
the reason I mentioned that I had converted from the deciliters, I converted incorrectly. So it also had too much flour in it.
Uh,
I'm learning. We're always
yes.
learning, always learning.
We are always learning. That's the great thing about baking is
That's
there's
one of the
always
many
so
great
much to
things
learn.
about baking.
Yeah, there's always so
Yes,
much to learn and, and
so
so
much
many
to learn.
techniques and
Yeah,
all sorts of wild, wonderful things to explore. And yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah, it's so
good
true.
for you to keep trying and doing different
Always.
things. And yeah.
I may get mad and throw it out the window. Actually, I was talking with Shanika yesterday because Shanika
Oh,
commented
cool.
on the story, and then we had a little
Yeah.
conversation. I was like, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's good, Shanika. It looks wrong to me. And she was like, Oh, well, mine only takes usually like 11 minutes to bake. And then we went through the whole conversation. So I was very glad today to be able to message her and be like, Yeah, no, my oven is busted. It's not
Oh
me.
man.
Because
Uh,
she was trying so hard to help. And then she was just like, Huh. Like, I don't know
well, that's the other
why.
that is really the other wonderful thing about our baking community is that everybody is always so very supportive and
Yes.
out there to give you a hand or lend a kind word of support and
Yeah,
all
or
that, right?
commiseration. Just be like, well, sorry, I
Ex-
don't know what went
we
wrong, but I feel ya.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever you need, they're out
Yes,
there for us. So,
yes,
which is
so
very
true.
cool.
So speaking of our baking family, the really
Hmm.
fun thing was, well, not the really fun thing. One of the other fun things was getting to go out for dinner with our pal Gavin Knox and his
I
husband
know.
Scott.
So fun.
And and not only did we have a really great talk, and wow, Scott is so much fun. I mean, Gavin is fun too, but it was really fun to meet Scott, and he is a character.
Oh, they are such a cool couple together and wonderful. Again, these they're just like our people, right? They're just warm and hospitable and funny and just overall joy to be
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
It really, really is a pleasure to get to
Yeah.
actually finally meet these people like in real life because
Yes,
we've had
exactly.
numerous conversations. We interact with them all the time
Yeah.
on their Instagram pages and
Yep.
have little sidebar conversations, whatever.
All the
But
time.
all the time. But it's really nice to be able to actually meet in real life, give them a huge hug and really spend some quality time with them, like
Yes.
even though
Yes.
you have like a few hours together or whatever, but
It
it's
felt like a
just
lot longer.
yeah. And
Yeah.
again, it felt like the conversation just flowed. It's like we've known each other for years, right?
Yeah.
um
And
yeah.
to have Morgana come along too. So my friend,
Yes,
our
so
host,
fun.
Morgana came along with us for dinner. She's so lovely, and so there were these little individual conversations happening between three people here, two people here, and then these different two people or these different three people, and then all of us talking at once, and it was just so natural and so easy. And
Mhm.
I hope everybody else had as much fun as we did.
Oh, yeah. And it was great to connect up with Gavin. It was kind of a last minute thing because
Yeah,
for some reason, I don't know why. Again, knowing, being in like connected with Gavin on Instagram for I don't know years, right? I've known him for years,
well,
and for some reason,
he was one of
yeah,
our
he
first
was.
interviews. Yeah.
And what's really hilarious is I thought he lived in Ottawa. Don't know why.
And
I
I
thought
and I didn't
he
even think
lived in
about it.
Ottawa.
We had so many
Again,
things going on, and so I think it's totally natural that we forgot to mention to Gavin that we were going to be in Toronto area.
yeah. And, I'm sorry if we didn't get to actually connect with other people that we
Yes.
know out there because it was such a quick, short trip.
Hmm.
But yeah, so grateful for the people that we were able to connect with. And
We'll
and
go for a
hopefully
longer time.
we'll be back in Toronto again another time. And hopefully, yeah, maybe we can stay a
Yeah.
few extra days and connect up with a few
Yeah.
more people
Yeah,
while we're
because
there.
really, I mean, you came in on the 11th. We had our big event on the 13th. So the
Hmm.
12th was like our only day because you flew home the day after, right?
Yeah, I flew home
We had
on the
so
Sunday
much on
night.
the
Yeah,
Saturday, so much planned
after.
for the Saturday. So, and
Yeah,
here we're
yeah.
talking about it. We've only gotten through till Friday evening.
For Friday evening. Okay, so let's talk about Saturday. Really
No,
early start.
no, we got to
Oh,
talk
oh
about
no.
Saturday or Friday
Oh,
evening first.
Friday evening. Yes. Okay. Yes, because
Just,
that was
just
fun.
It was fun. So we had gone to Bomdia and picked up one of the pastéis de nata. How do you say it singular?
Pastel de nata. We
Pastel de
picked up a
nata,
pastel de nata.
a custard tart, which are delicious. I first learned about them through the Great Canadian Baking Show because that was one of the technical bakes. I think
Mhm.
for Vincent and Stephen's season, actually, but I
I
might
think
be
you're
wrong
right.
about that.
I
I
think you're
might be
right.
right. I hope I'm right
Let me
because I usually
let me
forget
check.
everything. But I had learned how to make them through doing the technical bake with my bake along, and they are so delicious. I'm obsessed with them. I mean, pastiche de nata and Queen Amman are two of my absolute favorite things ever. And so we decided we were going to pick one of those up because I had, when I was staying in Niagara Falls before Christina came to join me, my sister and I went to Tim Hortons and discovered that Tim Hortons is now doing custard tarts. They do not call them pastiche de nata, but they are very much supposed to be the authentic Portuguese treat. And so we decided, yes, let's go ahead and get one from Bom Dia, the Portuguese bakery, and one from Tim Hortons, and we'll take them home to Morgana and Rogero, and we will cut them up, and each of us will taste them without knowing which is which, and see if we can distinguish which was
We did
from
a blind.
Portuguese
Yep.
bakery or which was from Tim Hortons. And
Yeah, and so it was blind tasting that we did. Very scientific, I might add. No.
I mean, it
Uh,
wasn't blind for you. You were the only one who knew which was which. But we
yes, because somebody had to cut them and put them on the plate.
and you
So
did an
yes.
excellent job of cutting and putting them on a plate. What a
Oh well, thank
display.
you. It,
Four
it
pieces of
wasn't.
peach. So well done.
Whew, phew, that was a lot of work, I tell you. Anyway, it was fun to see everybody's reactions when they were trying them because, of course, yes,
Yeah.
you're right. I did know which one was
Yes.
which,
We all
but
took it
none of you
very
guys
seriously.
did, and you did. There was a lot of like thought. You could see people mulling things over, testing them, checking them out. It was really impressive, very impressive that how seriously everybody took this challenge
We
on.
did. We took it very
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah,
And
and shocking, all three of you picked out the Bon Dia one versus the
Tim
Tim
Hortons.
Hortons one. Yes,
Nothing against
which
Tim Hortons. I mean, for a budget bite, they were not terrible. They were actually
no,
quite enjoyable. But when
yep,
you taste them compared to the Portuguese bakery, you can tell which is more authentically not mass produced.
exactly. Yeah, 100%. You know
Yeah.
which one it has that maybe a little bit more care and attention to it. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that was really
but
fun. I really enjoyed
yeah,
doing that. And I think that Morgana and Rogero enjoyed it as well. I mean, they were
yeah.
so happy to host us, but then to have these little extra things and Rogero kind of peeking over our shoulder while we were working on one of our reels
Oh my
together,
God,
and
that
he
was
was just
hilarious.
fascinated by that. So that was fun. I wish we were together more often because I really enjoy doing the reels when we're actually together side by side.
Yeah, it makes it well, I agree with you. I think that the energy is definitely better when we're together, and there, yeah. I mean, it's wonderful being able to do this because even though we do live a little ways away from each
Yes,
other, we don't see each other very often.
yes,
But when we do connect, it's really nice
it is.
to hang and really, just the energy that you exude and the fun, and yeah, we just have a good time. We have a
We
good
do
time.
have a
And then
good
when you
time.
sprinkle in other bakers along the way, it makes it even more fun, which
So
is the
fun.
rest of our weekend.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy weekend. Like, I can't believe we've only just talked about the one day.
That's Friday. So
That's
let's move on to
Friday.
Saturday. Let's move on
Because
to Saturday, shall we?
Saturday was the whole reason we were there.
Exactly. So it was an early start because we had to be up in Midland, Ontario by, well, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And so we both woke up really early, like quarter to 5 in the morning.
Yeah, it was too early.
We didn't, so first of all, we didn't need to be up at 5 in the morning. We just kind of just naturally, our clocks did that, which is
Which is weird because that would be
weird.
quarter to two at our time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So we're nuts. But anyway, uh, but it was fun, right? I think just from the beginning of the day, I mean, I think we were both quite tired already. But
Uh-huh.
uh, there were just, there was just a good energy, I think. We were excited to be part of the uh, Ontario's Best Butter Tart Festival, and excited to get up there and be our judges
Yeah.
in the festival itself. And I personally, full disclosure, wasn't thrilled about the possibility of having butter tarts with all those raisins in them, because as you know, it's not my favorite way to eat a butter tart.
But at least you like
So
butter tarts.
yeah, well, they're okay, right? They're okay. They're not my favorite. I honestly, I have maybe one butter tart a year, usually. Now
Yeah.
this festival kind of skews that average considerably, but on average, I have one butter tart a year, and it's usually during the Christmas holidays when I
True.
make them
True.
for our
True.
family. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when I have butter tarts.
Yeah. This was different.
So
But we decided we
this
needed to start the day with some protein. So where did we go for breakfast?
we
Ironically.
We did what every good Canadian does on a road trip. They swing by the Tim Hortons, and unfortunately, this one didn't have a drive-through because otherwise it would have been drive-through
Drive
for
there
us,
and
I'm
go.
sure.
Yes.
And yeah, got our protein fill and a little bit extra
And
caffeine.
coffee. You had coffee before we left the house. I did not.
I did, I did.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a coffee before?
Nope.
Oh,
I like
okay.
to sit and savor
Wow.
it. I can't chug a
Uh,
coffee. No. I
okay.
just said forget it. I just want to get on the road and get a coffee while we're driving. And it was 2 hours driving to Midland.
Yeah, it
So, and
was.
we had fun. Like we
We
were starting
did.
to get really excited about it. And
Mhm.
I was excited because I knew you were going to get to see some family that day.
Yes, and that
That
was
made me really happy.
so very cool. So I have family in Ontario, and they live quite a ways away from both Toronto and Midland, Ontario, like at least a 3-hour drive
Yeah.
for actually a number of them. And they came out to see us, which was so wonderful, and I'm so grateful for them.
It was
The
good.
only thing is I'm really sad that I didn't have a lot of time to spend with them, especially considering they drove over 3 hours to get to Midland to take in. But I know my brother actually, like, I was probably second on the list because he's a huge butter tart fan, so he was super excited about the butter tart festival.
And
And
they
seriously,
loaded up.
they did. Holy man. Actually, the whole family did. I could not believe it. Like they were buying butter tarts for their family and friends and, coworkers and all this kind of stuff. So it was a lot of, yeah, it was a lot of fun. But they picked up some really unique ones. Like there's a jalapeno one that they picked up, and um
Cool.
yeah, yeah, that was the
Cool.
one memorable one that stuck out. I'm like, "Ooh, okay." But
Yeah.
yeah, they were like they had bags of butter tarts. So between them, so
Wow.
um, yeah. they had a good time. And then we went to a quick little, like a pub in town, which was actually a really great concept. And I hope that more places will actually do this concept. So you go in, it's kind of self-serve pub, very casual, and for the life of me I cannot remember what it was called, but I will try to remember it so we can actually put the link on here.
Hmm.
But it was super super cool. If you're ever in Midland, I highly recommend these guys. But it's a self-serve. You go up to the counter, you order your meal, and they have a really cool extensive menu of all sorts of great things, sandwiches, paninis, pizzas, nachos, but all like really really cool, like interesting bites of food. And of course, they're brew pubs, so they do their own beers. They have several on tap, etc. If you're a beer person, but anyway, but the real cool thing that I loved about this concept is the price that you saw on the menu was all in. Taxes are included and their tips included because they
Yeah,
pay their staff a living wage. And I thought that was just so such a breath of fresh air
yeah,
because it's hard going out to places sometimes and you see a price, but then you have to factor in all your taxes on that and
yeah.
then your tip on there. So
Hmm.
you're generally, it's 30-40% even higher than the price. And I get it, right? I mean, that's the price of going out, and we're lucky we're able to do that. But I think this is it's just a nice, easy, relaxed way. And people are being well taken care of
Yeah,
too, which
yeah,
is really cool.
yeah,
And it was
definitely good.
great. The food
Yeah.
was fabulous. So
But that was
yeah.
after all the judging. You had food. So we had to get there in
Yeah.
the morning. We were judging
Yes.
traditional butter tarts. So the morning is all traditional butter tarts and the afternoon is all wild style, which is where the jalapeno one came in, I suppose. And there was a lemon lavender one. There was one with peanut
That
butter
sounded awesome.
jam and potato chips on top of it. There was
Oh, sweet
one that I
salty.
tasted that I was like obsessed with, and this was peaches, but it was like peaches on hot sauce, which sounds so weird. But the hot sauce
I could see
was
that.
baked in there. Oh my word. Like I'm drooling thinking about it. I wanted to taste that again and again. And I was really sad that this particular baker, because I talked with her, she was like, you have to try it. So I was like, okay. And she doesn't have an Instagram presence, and I don't even know who she was. And I'm like, I want to try those. It was a particular hot sauce, too, that was a local maker, who didn't have a stand at the festival or anything. But I was just like, I really want to know A, who makes this hot sauce, and B, how can I have another one of these butter tarts? Because I was obsessed with
Mm,
it. But we
that's a
didn't get to
sign of a
judge.
good butter tart.
Yes, yes, especially when you get me wanting more of it. Um, but I really had wished that we could judge the wild style, but we were in the morning, which is traditional butter tarts. But the really cool thing, what was the really cool thing for me?
The
I
really
like,
cool thing for you. This was so awesome.
was it
So,
awesome?
well, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
think,
it was
well,
awesome.
oh my goodness, you're getting emotional
I'm getting emotional
as we
again.
reminisce about it.
Ah!
But one of the judges that we had the great honor and pleasure of judging alongside was Sharon Hampson, who is part of Sharon
Lois and Bram.
Lois and Bram, and a childhood hero of Lisa's.
Hero. She's like the backdrop of my entire elementary school years, really. Like just always listening to Sharon Lois and Bram as I was a child. And my friend Shelley and I, we used to like sit and lie on the trampoline at night and sing, Hey Dum Diddly Dum. And so of course when I got a picture with Sharon, well before that, when I said to you, that's Sharon. And I was like, I can't believe it because I totally like that's the definition of verklempt. I was just like, like that was weird. I did not expect to have such an emotional reaction. I literally was like trying not to cry. That's embarrassing. You must have been
No,
like, what
it's
is
not.
wrong with you?
It was a sweet, sweet moment. And yeah, and I think I didn't grow up with her, So
Yeah.
I didn't have quite the reaction that you did. I thought it was super cool. And I'm like, oh, because I knew who she was, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the backdrop of my childhood. I'm a bit older than you are. So
A couple years
I
older.
totally, yeah,
Yeah.
totally missed that stage.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't, yeah, I was like well into high school at
Yeah.
that stage, maybe
Yeah.
graduating
Yeah.
high school at that time. So,
Yeah. Definitely not
but
Sharon Lois and Bram's usual audience, high schoolers.
no, no, not normally, not normally. Although I did know of them and knew her. So,
Yeah.
but it was really, really sweet. And you actually got a chance to sing a little part of a song with her too, which I thought was a really special moment between
That
the
was
two of
so
you.
gracious of her to do that for me. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
that meant a lot. And when I told her um that I had seen because she did a little advertisement for the Butterfly Festival and she was singing Skinamarink and she was singing Skinamarinky Dinky Dink Skinamarinky Doo I love butter tarts instead of I love you. And when I saw that, I had sent it to my mom and my sister. And so when I told her that, oh yeah, I had to send it to my mom and my sister right away, she was like, "That's what I always ask people when they get so excited about meeting me is, did you tell your mom?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, first person I'm going to tell is my mom and my sister."
Oh,
And yeah, she was just lovely. She's a long-standing supporter of the Butter Tart Festival, so that was pretty
yeah.
cool.
It
Yeah,
was very cool. So let's talk a little
Butter
bit
Tart.
about the judging. Let's talk about butter tarts. The whole reason why we were there was obviously to judge the traditional part of the butter tart festival.
Yeah.
And wow, how many do you figure we tried? I lost count after like the 10th, I think.
I think it was around 25 to 30,
Yeah,
I think.
somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a lot of butter tarts,
It was
but
a lot of
it
butter
didn't
tarts.
seem as overwhelming as I thought it was going to, actually.
Same.
You
I
agree?
think we were fortunate. Yes, I think we were fortunate because we did have a lot of great advice from
True.
people who had either judged before
Yeah.
or had maybe judged other contests before, and gave us some really, really good pointers on really breaking down the process a little, so we
Yeah. Yeah.
weren't as overwhelmed and didn't go into a terrible sugar coma at the end of it all.
I know. That is very true. That was important.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they would bring around the butter tarts. We each had one on a plate and it had a little number on it. And then we had the judging cards,
The judging
the
cards,
scoring slash
scorecards.
judging cards. And it had different categories. And the categories were basically for the appearance and then for the taste. 5 categories in each. So we were scoring like how's the bake, how's the crust, how's the filling, is it uniform, how does it taste, what's the overall score, etc. And they were out of 10. Was it out of 10? Yeah.
Yeah, each of the categories were out of
Each of the
10.
categories was out of 10. And we didn't have to add them up or anything. We just made check marks
Thank
and
God.
yeah. I was like, no, I'm not
Like,
doing math.
oh, we got to do math
No
too.
math. Um,
Math and tasting them all. Ah,
yes. Had to cut each butter tart into 8 to 10 pieces, which is easier said than done, I must say. Did you find that as difficult as I
100%.
did? Yeah,
Oh, especially because we had a few elbow lickers
elbow
in
lickers.
we had a few elbow lickers in the bunch, and so those were especially difficult
Yeah,
to cut, and especially and also not only those, but the other extreme, which is the real
the
gooey
really
ones, which were really good. But the real gooey
yeah.
ones were also a bit of a challenge in cutting them. But I mean, there were some tremendous entries, and I was so happy that there was almost hardly a raisin to be seen in all of them.
Yep.
Honestly, that was the one thing I was dreading the most about
And it
judging
was
these
the
butter
one thing
tarts.
I was looking forward to.
So I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry you
fine.
were disappointed, but I was so happy.
One, one butter tart had raisins. Have had a raisin in it.
There
I
weren't a
had
lot of
one
raisins.
raisin in one butter tart out of 25 to 30 tarts.
Yeah. I
One
had two
raisin.
raisins in that one too
Well, you should have
that I
given it
could
to
see.
me because I wanted a mouthful of raisins and I
That would have been
never once
my
got it.
worst nightmare.
I know. That's okay. That's why we're different people.
Yeah.
then there was the one that had the currants in it. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I am really happy that I get to try this because this is what Christina's always going on about is currants. And I always said, well, it must be like, when you have the little stems attached to the raisins and you get that little crunch in there, and that's the worst part of the raisin. And I was like, that would be like having a butter tart that's full of the worst parts of raisins. So I didn't understand why that would be good. And so I was really gratified when I tasted it. It was like, yep, this is like a whole bunch of crunchy parts of the raisin. I was like, yep, no, okay. So now I've absolutely tried it. Now I know I don't like it.
You
And
know, right now you don't
yep,
like it.
right now. That's true. We know how I am. Wishy-washy. Wishy-washy.
You
It's
do
fine.
tend to change your mind on butter tarts,
No, I
just
don't think
saying.
I do necessarily change my mind. I think I just realize things.
Okay. That's whatever
I
you want
will
to call it.
never, I
Potatoes,
will never
potatoes, however you want to justify it
give
to
me
yourself.
peach and hot sauce in butter tarts any day over currants.
Mm. And then, so for most part, I think there were a lot of like just plain filling ones, but we got a lot
Yeah,
of nuts, like
there
a
were
ton of
lots of
nuts. I would
pecans. Yeah.
say 75% of the tarts that we had nuts in them,
Yep. I would say that
I
too.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also not my
Yeah.
favorite thing.
Yeah, they were okay. I mean, some of them, it depends on how they were used, right? If they
Yeah.
were used as like just a little bit of crunch and a little bit of, balance because they add a little bit more of that bitterness or whatever, I
Yeah.
think they were
Yeah.
totally fine. But there were some that were like nuts. It
It's
was like a
thick.
pecan tart. It
How
was
are
a
you
pecan
going?
tart.
Yeah, and they're like whole pecans. So it was hard to cut
Yeah.
that into eight. The elbow lickers were hard to cut into eight or 10 because you cut into it and the
And it
filling just
was
oozes everywhere all over
oozed
your
right out
plate, and then you just have like a piece of crust, you know,
with
with a
a
little
little
bit of
bit of
goo
goo on
along
it.
the inside wall.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And it was fun when you were like holding up pieces and going like boing, yoing, 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 trying to see if you could get the filling to fall out. And
The
I was
filling
like,
to fall.
stop. I was so gooey. But some of them tasted really, really good. I was
Oh my
really
goodness. Yeah.
happy that the one that was my favorite actually won. There were
Oh, do
there
you
were
know
two.
that
Well, I saw a picture of it, right?
Oh, okay.
I saw a picture of the finals. We don't know who any of the actual bakers were. We didn't know what the
Eh,
names were or anything. We just had a number. So the winners
yeah.
didn't really mean a lot to us when we finally saw them posted. But there was a professional traditional and a amateur or home baker
Mhm.
traditional, and then a winner for professional and amateur for the wild style as well.
Yeah.
And so it was really kind of nice to see. Oh, the one with the it was really nicely filled and it was really nicely baked, and then it had the sea
Mhm.
salt on the top. That was the
Yes, that
one.
was good.
And that
Yeah,
was my favorite one, which was right after
that was a
your
good one.
favorite one, number
Yep.
214.
214, whoever
She loves
214 was, that was
214.
my favorite. I've got to find out whether that one placed because I thought that one was a absolutely wonderful
She wrote
representation
it
of
down.
what
I
a
don't know
butter
what
tart. I
that's going to
did.
do for you. She wrote down 214. I'm like,
214.
you know what? That's never going to mean anything in the future. But
It
well
does.
done. We are never going to
It was
forget
a
it.
number 214. I loved your butter tarts. If you're watching us, it was so good. Yeah. And I
Yes.
wonder if they know what their entry number was.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But anyway, but you can look on the Ontario's Best Butter Festival, Butter Tart
Tart
Festival,
Festival.
um,
Butter
on their
Festival. Ooh,
Instagram.
that would be
Butter
good.
Festival? Oh, ideas. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
we did get a lot of ideas this weekend by being
Mhm.
together. Anyway, you can see who the winners are. They have one
Yeah.
page that has, or one picture that has all four of them on a plate and everybody's names. So congratulations to everybody who worked
Yes.
hard for their entry into the festival this year. I really enjoyed myself. It was so much fun to be there. We got to be interviewed a little bit, which was kind of weird because like we are not influencers, and we were there with people with like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. And we were like,
Yeah.
we have what, how many do we have? Like, do we have 1,000 yet? I
Yeah,
don't
we
even.
just have slightly over 1,000. But
Guys,
we
come
have
on.
loyal
We
followers.
have very
Loyal followers.
loyal
Yeah.
followers. And yeah, it
Yeah.
was so much fun. I definitely want to go back again next year.
That would be so fun. And I think it would be really fun to do the wild style.
I agreed
I think that would
100%.
be a blast.
That
Yeah.
would be so
But
much fun.
wow, did these bakers really outdo themselves? And they made our jobs really difficult because there were so many incredible butter tarts that we had just the sheer pleasure of sinking our teeth into. It was so good. And some of them I would have eaten the whole thing if not for we'd already tried like 25 other tarts along the way. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did not buy any butter tarts at the festival, and but there was
I
that one person we
did
talked to.
not.
They had sold what, 750 dozen or
Dozen. Yeah.
something, and there were so many different stands, and we'll put up a video about it because we took a lot of
Yeah.
video in the actual streets. So we were in the Midland Cultural Center doing the judging, but then out on the streets, it's like a full street party. There was
Yeah.
music and dancing and
Market and yeah.
yeah, all kinds of, it was so much fun to wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the stands with just butter tarts
Yeah,
and
and
so many different
they
types of
probably
butter
all sold
tarts.
out except for the
Yeah.
raisins.
Except for the raisins, which that was the case. I'm
Mhm.
just saying.
It's okay. I would have almost bought them because I felt bad for these people, but then I was just like, no, thank you. No more butter tarts for me.
I think they're okay. I think these guys were
They
okay. I think that was
they
the
are
doo
fine.
doo don't doo doo
You just
raisin
did
tart or butter tarts.
do do
Doo
do
doo's
butter
butter
tarts.
tarts.
And then the
Yes.
King's Daughters was also really,
Yeah.
really good. I was excited
They
at
were
the different
great.
flavors of butter tarts that they had there. So I'm really hopeful that we're going to get to interview a couple of these people who we talked to when we were there at the market. At the Butter Tart Festival. Of course, we're going to have to talk to Karen Mealing again about this
Yeah.
leading up to next year because you know what? Let's bring more people. Why not? We need more crowds.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
But that was not the end of our day.
No, it wasn't. So
No, I
after
got to
that,
drive for two more hours.
yeah. But also at the Butter Tart Festival, we were able to
Ah,
connect up with
our
two of my
buddy.
favorite bakers, Stephen Levitt, who came up to cheer, maybe to cheer us on and
He
check
was
out the
cheering us on.
festival, and
Yeah.
also connect up with our other favorite baker,
Our other
Ryan from
favorite, one of our
season
other favorites.
9, one of our other favorites. We have a lot of favorites.
We have a lot of
Um,
favorites, but we do love
but
Ryan. Oh, he's so
Ryan was, yeah, it was so nice. The only regret is that we didn't have a whole ton of time to spend with him because he was judging the afternoon session, the wild style butter tarts
I sat
as
and
part of the
watched
festival.
by myself for about an hour and a half and cheered him on. And then when you and I, when we went to see how busy it was, the afternoon was a lot busier than the morning. Like there was a
Yeah,
lot bigger audience. And somebody introduced Ryan, and we were at the back of the room, and we were like, he said, what did he say? He said some kind of catchphrase, and we were like, "Let's go, Ryan!" And this lady in the audience looked at us
she's
like,
like,
"What is wrong with you?"
obviously she had not watched season 9
Didn't
of
know
Great
his
Canadian Baking
catchphrase.
Show. Just saying.
Just saying. We were like, "Let's
Mhm.
go, Ryan!" Gotta cheer him on. But it
Yeah,
was
she
lovely
would have
to
known.
meet him, to hug him, to get a
Hmm.
picture with him, and then he was busy. He had to go backstage and start
Yeah,
getting ready for
start getting
his
ready.
wild style judging. Ben Mulrooney was also there.
Hmm.
A lot of social media influencers that I have now started looking at
Hmm.
since then. What's his
Yeah.
name? Insta Noodles.
Insta noodles.
Insta Noodles. Yeah.
There's an Insta noodles? That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. There's anyway, and Cyrus Cooper, and there were a bunch
Yep.
of other people there. So that was really Cyrus was kind of flirty fun with me. I really enjoyed that. He was like, Lisa's licking my elbow. Do you remember?
He was a nice guy,
He
trying to
was
make
a very
conversation.
he was a
And
very
yeah,
nice
he was
guy
a very
trying
fun
he
loving
was
guy.
trying to be entertaining to the audience and he did a
Yes.
very good job of it. He
Yeah,
was not
he was
actually
great.
flirting with me. He was just insinuating that I was flirting with him, which I was
Oh.
not.
I was on the other side, very focused on eating my
Very
butter
focused
tarts.
on tapping your butter tarts with a knife.
I was checking to see if it was well baked.
That was fun. That was really fun.
Anyhow, it was a great
Okay.
time, and if they would have us back, I think we would we would go back in a
Yep.
heartbeat. It
Yep,
was
for
such a
sure.
fun or like so well
Well,
organized. the volunteers were the sweetest people ever. They brought us vegetables, they brought us our coffee, they made sure that we were doing well, and they were just
Yeah.
the sweetest people.
It was a
So
great first half of our day.
yes, it was. First half of our day. Then we got back on the road afterwards. I got a nice little visit in with my family. We did a
Did.
quick tour around
I got to
the
I
festival
walked around
grounds.
with, yeah, I walked around with Stephen for quite some time while
Mm-hmm.
you were at dinner or at lunch with your family. And so Stephen and I got a chance to just have some one-on-one. It's always nice to have the one-on-one. Like the groups are
Mm-hmm.
wonderful, but the little individual conversations can sometimes be like just, I don't know, so good for the soul. So
Yeah,
yeah, we
100%.
both had a great afternoon before we got in the car and headed
Again,
down to Mississauga.
yes. And that's where we were. What did we do after that? So
We
we
went,
went to
I left my
Vincent
water bottle in the bathroom at a truck stop, but
again. That's
as
my
the
bad influence.
second,
That's a second water bottle when I've been in your presence that you've lost.
yeah, I
Oh
haven't
well.
replaced it
But
yet.
uh but we headed down to Mississauga where our lovely hosts, Vincent and his partner Phil, welcomed us into their beautiful, beautiful home. Oh my goodness, what a
Yes,
gorgeous place they have! It and their backyard is like a park, and I'm
it's an
not even
oasis.
kidding you.
It's
It
beautiful.
is so gorgeous,
Yeah.
and the house could be in magazines. It's just such so everything is so intentional. I mean, are we surprised? Are
No,
we surprised? It's
this is Vincent
Vincent.
Chan we're talking about, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
surprised at all. Of course, I have been there
No.
before, but it was so much fun to see you see it for the first time and for you to meet Vincent in person for the first time and
Hmm.
to meet Phil and then all these other bakers, a couple of whom I had met them, most of them beforehand, and you had met a couple of them beforehand, but then we had a lovely cocktail hour. Shout out
We
to
did.
Phil for the amazing, what was it? Aperol Spritz.
Aperol
My.
spritz.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
He
I was
he kept
very quickly
us.
inebriated.
Yes, he kept us well watered while we were there for sure, and well
Yes.
fed.
Yes.
Our tummies were very full.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it was so nice to connect up. So I had previously met Andrew Evers, who came out, which was awesome. It was so lovely to see him again. And Candace I had met before, and that was it. I think I don't
Yeah,
think
I
I'd met
think so
anybody
too.
else, and so Niv was out there, Cami, who's just an absolute sweetheart.
Niv and Cami were
Um,
the two that I had not yet met in person.
okay,
So that
yeah,
was really cool. Yeah.
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 And who else am
Mangling
I
was there.
missing? Mangling, Mangling. Of course, how could you forget Mangling?
She was
Oh my goodness,
she's
she
adorable.
is.
We love her.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's adorable. Don't get me wrong. Meng Ling is like adorably funny, and she doesn't even know she's. I don't think she knows how
No.
endearing and sweet and just like such a happy joy. Like she's
Yes.
just like
But she also has a
popping
wicked sense of humor.
totally. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a blast! What
Yeah,
an
what
absolute blast!
So we
Mhm,
all went out for dinner after we had a lovely cocktail hour. So we walked down to this amazing Italian restaurant. So
mhm.
let me just go through the table. So it was Candace, and then who was across the table from me? Who was across the table from me?
Phil,
Phil, potentially
yeah,
Phil. Yeah, Phil, Vincent, Andrew,
and then Andrew,
Mengling,
yeah,
Cami,
yeah.
you,
Mhm.
me, and Niv. Did I
Mhm.
miss anyone? I,
I
I would
think you
feel
got
so terrible
everybody.
if I missed anybody. We have pictures. We can go back. But yeah, then
I
we
think
had,
that was everybody.
I think so. We had this wonderful, wonderful dinner. And then so full and so stuffed.
Oh,
They asked us if we wanted any dessert. We did not want any dessert, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah.
that's because we
And
had a feast
we got
waiting for
everything.
us back at Vincent's place.
Oh my goodness, all the bakers brought these delicious treats. I was so full and I had to try everything. So good. Yeah, and we got everybody. That was
Yeah.
that was there. I
Okay,
got
good. Whew.
everybody. Oh, that would be so horrible. I was just like, I'm picturing everybody. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, And we had just such a blast with all these desserts. Phil made the best cup of coffee I had had. I
Mm.
had already been there at that point for like 12 days in Toronto, and I was just staying in Airbnbs and staying at my friend's place and trying to make myself good cups of coffee, and I had not had a good cup of coffee. And so I was like so grateful that Phil made coffee. It was nice and strong. I was drinking coffee at, what was it, 10 o'clock at night? Perfectly happy
I
to drink
don't know.
coffee after that.
I
And
had
then we all
decaf. He
played.
made,
Yeah, he made
yeah,
both
he
decaf
made
and
a killer decaf as well. It was
yeah,
so
yes.
good.
And I got to have lots of cuddles with Luna. Just love
Yeah.
Luna. She reminds me of my little pup Mochi. So it was great. She let me spend lots of time just breathing in her fluffy fur. And then Vincent was like, I have something that we
Up.
can all do that I think he said, I haven't done this yet. I have had this game for a while and I haven't brought it out, but I think this is the perfect crowd. And it was. We all played
It was
the
so fun.
the Great British Bake Off game together. And every single one of those people had been in the tent, aside from you and me. And they all said it was bringing back memories or that it was more stressful than being in the tent. But it was so
It was
much fun.
wildly competitive
It
and
was,
stressful.
yeah.
I mean, first of
I'm
all, it took
sorry.
us
I
a
have to
long
apologize
while.
again.
Don't. It's all good.
I
It's
was
a
snarky.
game.
I
It was
know.
a
And
game.
I
It's
realized
a game.
I drove for 4 hours that day. So I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense that I'm a little tired and a little tetchy, but I
It's
never want to
all
be
good.
tetchy with you.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It was, you know what? It was all in fun. It was a game we were playing. I am very competitive when it comes to game playing too. So anything that happens during game time
Doesn't
stays as
count.
part of game time. That
Okay,
is
all right.
not like your normal like
Not at all.
self,
High five.
right? High five. But what was hilarious though is because none of us had ever played this game before, and it was really confusing. There are a
It
lot
was,
of parts to this
yeah,
game. There's
yeah.
these all these different cards. They have all these. I mean, they could have simplified things a little bit. They didn't have to make it that complicated. I'm just putting it out there. If the game people are watching this, it could have been a little bit easier and more intuitive, like all the little cards and
Some parts.
stuff, right?
If I
Some
had had
didn't
my
make a whole lot
glasses,
of sense.
it would also have
It might have
helped.
made a, well, that's true. I
Oh,
didn't have
wow.
my glasses either. So I'm like, so anyway, so thank God for, thank goodness for, what are you doing? Thank goodness for Google and YouTube
Yes.
because Niv, thankfully, went, I'm going to check this out. They've got to
Yeah.
have a YouTube video on this. And sure enough, they did. And we got all of the answers we needed to make sense of everything that we were supposed to do. And then once we understood the assignment, then it was a little easier to play the game.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
even then we were still kind of learning about all the things that you had to do.
I
But
was
it
just
was like
astounded.
pressure.
Yeah.
It was
And we did
pressure.
it in teams. So yeah,
Mhm.
Christina and I were a team.
Yeah. And
And
it's some and we sucked. I sucked. This
don't,
we did not
we didn't.
we
It
were
was really hard. I was
it
just like,
was hard.
stop, stop, stop.
I'm like, I'm flipping these cards. I
Flipping
just
the
gotta keep
cards.
flipping.
We're supposed to flip these cards, and then if you're not using them in this
The
design
bake.
that you're building, the bake that you're building, then you have to put them in one of three discard piles. And I'm trying to be in control of the discard piles so that because you can take the top card from a discard pile. You want to try to strategically put those things you're going to need later in the bake on the top.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
our three discard piles were just one big, huge jumble. It was like walking into my basement, Christina. I was like, no,
Well, in fairness, I think
stop.
everybody else's was as well, right? So
But
because
then we would be like halfway through, and they would be like, done. And it was like,
I know.
what the heck? Who was that? Andrew and Ming Ling?
Yeah,
Is that
Andrew and Mingling, but
what the
Andrew
heck?
and Mingling,
Team to
and
beat,
then
team to beat.
and yeah,
And
and but Cammy and Vincent, they
Cammy even.
tied at the end. Yeah, and we sucked, and it was like at one point I'm like, this is why we haven't been on. We haven't made it to the tent yet because we're horrible.
You know, the worst part of that
Oh,
was
it was
that
funny.
nobody corrected you.
I know. I know.
Yeah, but it's not a team
No, I'm just
sport. If
kidding.
we ever get into the tent, we
Oh,
don't have to depend on each other.
I think, well, and I think the game is meant for individual play, which I think
Yes.
you'd have a lot more control. And I think it
Yeah.
would be a little less. I think with two people, I think there's just too, it's too frazzled
Yeah.
and whatnot. But I think
It
an
was a lot
individual play, yeah.
because
But
it's
because we
really,
had so many people.
yeah, it's 2 to 4 players, but
Mhm.
we were playing. We had 8 people because
Yeah.
Phil was not playing with us. I think that was very smart of Phil.
Phil was the right, he chose the right strategy. But it was
Everything
a
was
lot of
so much
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Perfect
It was
game to
a,
play with that crowd.
yeah,
What an
it
honor for
was
us
right. It
to be
was
to be
so
included as part
cool.
of that family.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. So,
Yeah,
so
me
grateful
too.
to see all those
Me
people,
too.
to spend time with them, to have some really great communication and conversations, and to be able to play fun games and eat amazing
Hmm.
food and
Mm,
desserts and just to
all of
feel
it.
so welcome.
Yeah.
And then we stayed over at Vincent and Phil's house afterward, and Vincent made us scones in the morning.
Scones in the morning with clotted cream
Oh,
and raspberry and strawberry jam. And again, a killer cup of coffee that Phil put out for us, which was
nope. Vincent
life.
made the coffee that morning.
What? Vincent made the coffee that morning.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We needed it.
It
And
was
then an
life.
hour later, we went out for dim sum. It was just like
I know,
food,
which
food,
is
food.
ridiculous. Which was
Yeah.
so much fun. And so
Yeah.
Meng Ling and Stephen Levitt joined us, and
Stephen was not
with
there in the
Vincent.
evening because he had a party to go to.
Yeah.
So
So
he wasn't with us.
Stephen, Meng Ling, Vincent, and then you and me. Phil didn't join us for, yeah, you didn't join us
Phil
for the
was
dim sum part.
probably bakered out. Phil was just like, yeah,
I'm,
no more.
I'm thinking he probably had his fill of all of us at that
Sorry, Phil.
stage.
We
Poor
love you,
Phil.
Phil.
We do, which is what a sweetheart of a man.
Oh, yeah.
But
Love
anyway,
him.
and that was so much fun. We ate so much amazing food,
I'm getting
and it
feeling
was
bloated
so
just
good.
thinking about it again.
I know. Thank God we had some of the guy lamb, the
Oh,
green
yeah.
stuff, which
I
was
think you
good.
and I
Our
were
only
just like, give me
vegetable.
all the vegetables, please.
In fact, I think that might have been, aside from some mangoes that Rogero had put out for us for breakfast on
Saturday. No, Friday.
no, Friday morning. So Friday morning we had some mangoes, and then we had the gailan at dim sum. I think those are the only fruits and vegetables that I ate all week. Oh no, I had a salad on the Friday
Oh yeah, the Friday. Oh,
when we had, yes.
the
Okay,
food at
so
Church Mouse was so good. That's in the heart of the
it was
village,
good.
right? That's where we went on Friday with Gavin and Scott and Morgana,
Scott,
and that
yeah,
food was so good. So
it
good.
was
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
Yeah,
So much food.
it
Oh, I
was.
can't even think about it. Because
Yeah,
then after dim sum, then we went to a bakery and had treats
at dim sum, yes, we did.
after dim
We
sum.
did because then,
What
yes,
happened there?
because
Did you
then
glitch?
N- no, I was going, oh my God, there was so much food. I'm trying to keep it all together. Yes, we did. We had more stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So after brunch, Stephen and Vincent took us on like another food tour, essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. To the
we went
distillery
to
district.
distillery and we had your beacherine at, what was
Green.
that? Yeah, what was that
Soma.
place called? Soma.
Soma
Soma
chocolatier.
Chocolatier. Yeah,
Oh, I
which was actually
love the
just
beacheries.
named one of the top 10 chocolatiers in Canada, I want to say.
And
So,
rightfully so.
yeah,
Oh, I was
they
so
had
glad
some.
to introduce the three of you to that, even though you didn't want any and didn't like it. That's fine.
Well, okay.
It's
First
fine.
of
It
all,
doesn't matter. You can't
I am
like
good.
everything.
Well, it's not. I'm not a huge fan, as you know, of chocolate,
Yeah.
and then also my body, as I'm getting older, does not do well with caffeine after
In the
9 o'clock in
afternoon.
the
Yep,
morning.
I got it. I get
So,
it.
so the caffeine plus the chocolate, it was going to be a lot, and
And
so
then and Vincent doesn't drink caffeine usually. So he was like
oh,
he
that's true.
drank the whole thing, which is espresso, chocolate, and whipped cream. And it's so rich and so delicious. And even if I am absolutely bursting at the seams, if I am there, I am going to be having it because I love it so much. And he drank it and he drank it fast. And then he was like, "Do people like feeling this way?"
I know. He's like,
He's
he's
all
literally
jittery.
buzzing.
I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It doesn't affect me
Oh,
that way anymore. I like it for the
yeah.
taste." But then I was all worried. I'm like, now I'm like trying to force Christina to have chocolate, and then I like
Oh, no,
basically put Vincent into like atrial fibrillation. And he was like, "Are you okay?" But it was
uh,
fun. And then we went and
yeah.
got more desserts and all was well.
And then
So
we got more food at Castle and Cole. So a great little
yes,
bakery.
that's right, Castle
And
and Cole.
yeah, and they had, and so we had we split a few desserts. So the carrot cake, which was Meng Ling's Reco.
Recommendation, yeah.
We had a Queen Amman,
Mhm.
and we also had one of my favorite, all-time favorite desserts, a cannelé. Oh, that was my
Yeah.
favorite. Such
That was
a,
my favorite too of
yeah,
the three things. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Nice little bake on the cannelé. Yeah, they do good cannelé there. So it was
Yes.
really good. And the other two were pretty good too. So I have no complaints, but I
Everything was
was
good.
bursting at the seams at that stage.
Yes. Yeah. And so then we ended
Yeah.
up just kind of wrapping up our weekend. At that point, we were just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is enough. We're done.
We were we were all good. We went back to Phil and
Yes.
Vincent's, said a
Say
nice little
goodbye.
goodbye, and then we were on our merry way. I went
Yeah.
to the air. You dropped me off at the airport. You had another quick overnight, and then
Yeah. I
yeah.
had booked myself a hotel so that I could just kind of decompress because I had been there for 11 days and it was 11 days of peopling. And little introverted me who may not appear to be very introverted, but really, really needs my recharge time. Had not gotten any recharge time, like no time by myself in the 11 days. I loved every single person that I spent time with. I was so grateful for spending time with my sister, watching my nephew win gold at nationals for rowing, which was fantastic,
Yay.
spending a couple of days with my friend Allie and having amazing massages and walks and really some good downtime. And then being able to have all this time with you and Ruggiero and Morgana and all our baker friends. It was so wonderful. But I was like, I'm just going to take one night to myself because my flight left the next morning. So I was like, a hotel overnight. I ordered myself some steak and lots of veggies, and
Nice.
I was very happy
Oh,
with that. But I had no reservation apparently when I went to check in. And I was like, yeah, it's right here. And I look at it and I was like, why does it say the 14th is a Monday? Because the 14th of June is a Sunday. And one sec, excuse
ooh,
me,
bless you.
bless me, indeed. Thank you. Um, I was like, why does it say the 14th is a Monday? And then I was like, September. I booked my little alone getaway for September 14th instead of June 14th. And it was
Oops.
non-refundable. So that's okay.
Oh no. Are
I
you going to
know.
go back on June
No, I
14th
on September 14th.
or September 14th?
See, you got mixed up too. No,
I
I just
did.
booked, they had rooms available. I booked another room and then I put in my request for an exemption and explained that I am a complete doo-doo head and in perimenopause. Does that help? Yeah. And that I'm not going to be anywhere near Toronto in September. So they gave me my money
Well,
back, thankfully.
oh,
So
that's good. That's
yeah,
nice.
I had a
Good.
really nice evening alone, and in the morning got up, took my flight home, got to see my hubby and my baby doggies, and all was well with the world. What a
Nice.
what a
So awesome.
whirlwind.
It really was. We packed so much in, and like I said at the beginning, my heart and tummy are still full from all of the really cool experiences that we had. Just such a beautiful opportunity to have. So
Yeah,
so grateful
very
to
grateful.
everybody who made it so special.
Yeah,
So thank
I'm
you guys. You know who you
grateful
are.
all. Yes, we love you all, and we're so grateful for the
Mhm.
time together, and we're looking forward to the next time that we get to have time
We
together.
s- we most certainly are.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the next time that I get to have time together with you in person
Yeah,
because it's
that
really
would be
fun.
really good.
It would be. Let's make it happen.
Let
I
us
don't go
make it
back to work
happen.
until the 25th, just saying.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, So maybe I can pop over.
Yeah, well, you can help me bake. I've got a crazy, crazy weekend next weekend because
Oh,
it is our family birthday
oh,
extravaganza. So
that's
you
right.
know what
Oh my
that
gosh, it's
means.
that time of year
And
already.
it is that time of year again. And it's my daughter-in-law's baby shower
Baby
where I'm
shower.
making all the desserts for it as well. So it's going to be a lot of baking this week, but it'll be fun. I'm
No
looking
one
forward to
better
it.
to do it. Well
Yeah,
done.
I don't know. I'm making, I think I'm making, I haven't even made them yet, but I have the cookie cutters, so I've committed myself to them. But I'm making sugar cookies, decorated
Oh,
ones.
oh, girl, I'll come help right away. You can do it.
Ooh, yes. Well,
You
they
want
should be
me?
easy. They're just little geese. So, I mean, how
Oh,
difficult
that's
could they
right.
be? Right? They're
Don't
little
say
baby
that. Don't
geese.
say that. Don't say it.
I don't think it'll
Don't
be
say it.
horrible.
It will not be horrible. You will make it good.
It won't be
Just
horrible.
enjoy
I
it.
think I can do geese.
You can do it. 100%.
And
Call me.
worst
Call me if you
case,
need me.
I will. I will. But it should be fine. I'm good. I can do this. I
Excellent.
can
I
do
am so
this.
excited to see how they turn out. Well,
Yeah.
let's get on
Me
with the
too.
rest of our day. Oh, so good. That'll be wonderful.
So, but
Thank you all for
anyhow,
joining us. Thank you, Christina, for
yes, thank
joining me
you.
today.
And
Yes.
we're going to be off now for the summer.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little bit of time off this summer, but we will be back on your screens,
Yes. Or in
maybe
your ear.
beginning of September,
September. Yeah.
where we launch our fifth season.
Crazy. And if you have anything that you want to see from us, anything that you want to hear from us, any people that you think we should talk to, drop us a line, let us know. And thank you all for being here with us. We have so much fun.
Thank you.
We are very grateful. Happy
We
summer.
are very, and happy baking. Take care, you.